Thanks so much for joining us for another discussion of an important issue derived from the Sefer Parnasa Halacha, published by the Orthodox Jewish Chamber of Commerce under the leadership of Rabbi Dovi Honig. In our last discussion, we asked whether or not a contracted worker who was fired verbally is still bound to his original written contract, and therefore, if he was asked to, must he return to work or not? We concluded that since the worker was dismissed, albeit verbally, the firing still constitutes an implicit waiver or a mechila of any outstanding contractual obligations towards the party that hired him, and he therefore cannot be forced to return to work. Today we examine a similar case, but with a very different outcome. A parent contracted a tutor with a written agreement to teach his young son. After a particularly testy argument between the parent and the parent summarily fired the tutor simply by saying, "You're fired." After some reconsideration and soul-searching, the parent sheepishly called the tutor to apologize and to ask him to please return and teach his son. Is the tutor still bound by the original contract to teach the child? Or was the firing an implicit waiver of any remaining contractual obligations and the tutor can simply just walk away? Well, it turns out, according to the Ramah, that in this case, despite being fired by the parent, since the tutor is in fact obligated to service the child, and the child was not the one who fired him, if the father retracts, this tutor is still obligated by the contract to continue teaching for the term of the original agreement. When in doubt, please do not rely upon these discussions and instead seek out a qualified Paisik to render a binding psak. Thanks again for joining us. Shefa, Bracha, Vatzlacha.